Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Endzone 2. You join us in the aptly named city of Festa Chapel. We have built another jetty because our water was starting to decrease. What we do need to understand is that the population cap of this restored house is 90. We are now at cap, which means we aren't going to grow any further and we're not going to lose anyone. We are now just able to establish our settlement and bring in more resources, which is really good. The problem is when a drought hits, we do not have a great amount of capacity with only 1,000 water storage and 850 food storage. So really, we need to be looking at upgrading that. We can now build our tailor's workshop. It doesn't have access to coal. I mean, coal is here, but it is quite far afield. So my thinking is, can we actually move our coal and forestry over here? So if I now, let's have a quick look. If we can get a forester's hut just on the edge of, I mean, we could go into this forest, which is much closer. So if we build a second wood cutting lodge over here on the edge of this area there, don't want it to overlap the residences though, so we'll go to here, and then if we have their area of their work area go into here, it does give us access to about 855 lumber. We'll then drop one person out of that wood cutting lodge. We can then demolish this coal kiln and build a brand new one, because none of these actually require coal to be nearby for an efficiency boost. So we can then go into our trades and crafts here, and we can move this coal kiln to here, so that it is now in range of the required areas. So like, where is it? The tailor's workshop needed the coal kiln to be nearby, so we can now get that built. We've then got the wood cutting lodge that's going to go over there, and this forestry, we can actually demolish the tree nursery here, and we can put a new one in over here, and that tree nursery will then be able to replenish forests in this space, so that our forestry lodge will have somewhere to go. In fact, we'll have them replenish all the way over the edge of the town there, and I think that'll create a nice little tree barrier between our residents and the rest of this settlement here. So the tree nursery is going in there. We've got the well there, we've got a weaving mill there, we've got a wood cutting lodge there. Actually, what we can do is, instead of doing it there, we'll put our tree nursery on this side here, so it fills up a quite large forested area in that space. So that's good. Right, let's kick things off. Yes, we did build another jetty. We do have some dead bodies, so we need to find a solution for that very soon. What are our missions? Build a graveyard and build 5 tents. Now, I can build the tents, but I don't want them to be activated. If we have a look at our research, if we go to our society research here, we do need a research point to actually unlock that, but we can build our cemetery, I think, is in this first tab. Or is it? Might be in the second tab. No, it's definitely here somewhere. It's definitely one of the first things you can build. We've got a paper mill, a bar, a brewery, a market, a pharmacy, coffee shop, pavilion, pharmaceutical, school, shelter, and hut. That's the... Oh, do we already have the cemetery buildable? Yes, we do. Right, so we're going to build a little cemetery. We don't want it to be near the house necessarily. We don't want to go into where the clay pit is going to go. So I'm going to put the cemetery, we'll put it here, kind of lakeside. Does it give a boost to people nearby? No, it just buries deceased settlers. So we don't actually need it nearby. We can put it, we'll put it here, kind of overlooking this space. So that goes in. Once that's built, we can then assign an undertaker. We need some masks to be produced. So we need to... what have we got here? Okay, that gave us... right, so that was a consequence. We did lose some stuff there, but that's unfortunate. We do have everything available to us now, so I'm going to put my tailor's workshop in. We are going to put a wood cutting lodge 1 working in there. We're going to put 1 working in the coal kiln, and we're going to put 2 into the tree nursery so we can get a new forest grown very quickly. We then have our weaving mill up and running, and everything is looking pretty good. Food is now starting to drop a little bit, even though we do have everybody assigned to these fisheries and stuff. So we are going to go and build a second fishery over here. And then we just need to extend that road down a little bit. Is it in range of the food depot? Yes, it is. It's in range of that food depot, which is great. So once that fishery is built, we can then start putting some more people into that profession. I'm going to just boost it all the way up to max. Once it's built, we should hopefully see that start to increase again. Yes, it does. Good. All right. So the next step then is going to be to set out on an expedition. And last episode we did find the pharmacy down here, so we're going to head off to there and see if we can actually have a expedition into there to get some stuff. So okay, expeditions, we can push the spacebar and it'll tell you everything that you can find here, which is good. This basically is a little tutorial, but I know what I'm doing here, so that's fine. We've got a ladder there, which is good. Then a pallet. Now this door we're probably going to need to break down with a fire axe, which is unfortunate because that basically means we can't actually get in there. Yes, it needs a fire axe. So unless we find a fire axe around here, we aren't going to be able to continue this exploration, but we can grab whatever resources are available. As you can see, once we get to a certain level of progress, we also need a lockpick for that. There we go. We have now unlocked a knowledge point, so we can end that expedition and put everything into the Pathfinder, including the ladder. Then we'll end the expedition. Unfortunately, we can't go any further there, so we're going to take all of this stuff back to the settlement and drop it off. We're then going to see if we can actually unlock some upgrades. So we're going to exchange these goods with the settlement there, drop that in there. I'm just going to pause a second so I can assign an undertaker. That will then complete that quest. There we go. It wants us to build 5 tents. Now, this is something that I'm hesitant to do because we don't have a lot of people who can actually, well, we do have a lot of people. We just don't want many to move in. So I'm going to build 5 tents here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then once they're built, I'm going to immediately demolish them so we can just complete this quest for the shelters. So 1 has gone up, and then we'll demolish that one. 2 have gone up. We can demolish that one. They're still building. That's another one up. We can demolish that one. Another one, which we'll demolish, and another one, which we'll very quickly demolish. There we go. We did it. Okay. So that keeps our settlers happy. We do end up with 2 homeless settlers, but once people die, it should be fine. We still have corpses on the road, so I'm just going to very quickly put a few more people into there so we can get as many settlers buried as possible. They've just died of natural causes. It's nothing to worry about. It's not like we've had a major issue here. Then we're going to go into our research, and we are going to unlock our first research to the economy. So we then want to build a clay pit. So we need 15 iron, 15 scrap tools. Now, our workshop here is not producing enough tools. We do have 3 people working in it, and unfortunately, our turnover of tools is not as great as it should be. So we're going to go into our trades and crafts and build a second workshop right there or right here. That one's not near wood production. We can kind of do a little bit of a weird backyard thing here. This one is near wood, so we can do that. That's fine. Then we'll pop a road that goes up here. I mean, the forest that's here doesn't necessarily matter. We can restore it at some point. We've only got 1 person working in there, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. So, going over to our coal kiln, we do need to bring some more people in to work in that. That's good. And then our weaving mill, when I find it, do we have enough people working in that? No, so we put more people to work in the weaving mill, and as you can see, that all goes into increasing production. We then want more in the workshop, and as you can see there, we then have scrap tools being produced quite nicely. Water is starting to plummet again. How's our jetty looking? We are maxed out in that one and this one, so you can see that now is a problem. So let's go to our jetty again. It is still in range of a depot, and we can get more people to work there as well. So that is also a winner. The problem will come when we have a drought, though, because we probably will have one at some point very soon. But we now have 102 water per minute being produced. That takes us down to 75. I'm just trying to free up workers as much as possible, so we're okay moving forward. Right, that's good. So we have unlocked our first set of research, but before we do any more, we're going to need to find some areas that we can explore. So it's time to get in the Pathfinder and head out and see if we can find some explorable locations to continue expanding and getting more knowledge points. Now, we can get knowledge points by starting to restore the bridge, but I don't quite want to do that yet. But we can continue looting as we go and just see what this zone brings us. So again, we'll keep looting, keep getting stuff. That's another one. Not many expeditions so far, but hopefully we'll come up with one soonish. There's one. A nice another loot run there. And there's 2 expeditions there. One of them, I think, is a scrap yard, which is good. Right, so this one here, what have we got? It's an old depot, so we've got a plank there, which is a usable item. There's also a blowtorch there, which is really good. We'll go in here and we can grab the shelf. Then if we head on over to the blowtorch, we can grab that. Moving over into here, there's a pallet there and a transformer box, which is for the electricity. We can't get that crate yet, but if we... Oh, let's have a look at this pallet stack. We're going to need to probably smash this to bits with an axe, which we don't have. Oh, no, we just move it. That's good. Up and grab the barrel. And then we can use our plank on the bottom support. We can then walk across the plank once we've installed that. There we go. And then access the crate at the back. And then as we go down, we'll grab those cable drums, and that will 100% this expedition. We also got a lockpick, which is really good. That means we'll be able to unlock that crate at the pharmacy. We will grab the backpack, grab the bit of wood there, and then head down to these cable drums to get the cables inside it. Then that expedition is complete. 100%. Excellent. Right, so we can now move everything back into the Pathfinder. We've got the transformers, which we can't take in. We'll end the expedition. We can always come back here. Then I'm just going to... the Pathfinder is full, so we're going to need to go home and drop off. So once that's done, we can come back out knowing that we at least need our lockpick. We've got a little task from our settlers here. An interesting ruin, which is for restoring the decaying lead mine. And another one that says we're low on wood. So if we go to our new, our new wood cutting lodge and start putting a few people into that, our wood stores will go back up. Good. Now we've been told to restore this. We need 25 bricks and 50 units of wood for that. I'm actually not going to be able to do that. I've got 20 minutes to do it. I don't think we're going to do this because we are going to need to do a bit of research to get it all over the line. Let's have a quick look then. Research. For our clay pit, we need 50 units of wood, which we should be getting in pretty soon. That's good. So what we'll do is we'll have our Pathfinder just exchange goods with the settlement. I want it to keep the lockpick. We're going to get rid of the blowtorch. We're going to get rid of the ladder. We're going to keep that plank. We're going to keep the lockpick for now. Then we want to head back over here in this direction. Ooh, that looks interesting. Now, where were we? We were heading along the bottom, I think. Or were we heading this way? Let's go to our expeditions map. That's going to help us out a bit more. Then it's this warehouse here. I want to change and go to that one, and then we go over here. Good. Right, so we're going to head off in this direction. We've got a little warehouse there that we can... I thought it was a scrapyard, but it doesn't seem to be. We do have these two little loot runs that we can do as well, but first things first, I'm going to go over here. We're going to grab whatever was left in there. That gives us 50 wood, so we should now be able to research the clay pit. Yes, good. And then the brickworks, we're going to need clay for, so we'll have to get some people working in that clay pit as soon as possible. And then we need to look into decontaminators. That's going to be the big thing that we go for. So we can grab the transformers there. Then we can move our Pathfinder over to here and start the expedition. At night, of all places. Right, we've got a barrel here. Container. Now the container will either need lockpicks or an axe or iron tools, which we don't have access to right now. If we head into here, we've got a generator, which is always very useful, and then a crate, which we're probably going to need an axe for. No, we don't. Excellent. Good stuff in this one, and we do end up getting another knowledge point. We have 2 knowledge points now. We've looked at a bicycle. We just have the container to access now, I think, and that should be us done there, which we can't yet do, of course, because we need the correct stuff. We get another lockpick and a generator, and then we will just loot the couple of buildings that are at the back here to see what we can get. Nice, and then in here, tools, good, excellent. Right, then we will head home again. Drop this stuff off. Let's have a look at our research. Still going on that. We're not quite finished. Do we need a research point for this? We don't, I don't think. Or do our research points simply just unlock new stuff? I think we might not need to spend the knowledge points now. Anyway, we'll look into that at a later date. I don't think we're going to get this lead mine done in the amount of time that we've got, unfortunately. This research is 48, 49, nearly halfway done now. We're then going to need to build our clay pit, harvest enough clay to make 25 bricks. So it could be that Rusty Rolph, if we have a quick jaunt down to our friend and see what he's got, he might have something for us. So we'll have a look over there, see if he's got any bricks to sell us. He might. Rusty Rolph deals in all sorts of scrap and stuff, so he could be a useful person to trade with right now. What does he have? He has copper. Oh, I thought they were bricks. He's got scrap, he's got tools, he's got water, lead, iron tools, iron, transformers, copper. We can request new goods. The problem is, it could become an issue. What special offers he's got? He's got special offers on the Brickworks, so we could buy that off him. So we can get the Brickworks unlocked. Right, we're going back. We're going back home. We're going to load up the set of lockpicks that we've got, and we're going to see if we can load up any other resources that can help us buy the Brickworks off Rusty Rolph. So we'll load up items. We want to load up the lockpick. We also want to load in some... Let's take some fibers, I guess. I mean, the other alternative is we load up some children. We trade children to Rusty Rolph. I don't know if that's going to be possible. We did get some copper, but he's selling copper, so that doesn't help. What about medicine? We'll take the 10 medicine. We'll also take some activated carbon masks. We'll also take some... let's take some fibers. And then we can put in plastic to do the rest, I guess. And I'll trade him some iron tools. And maybe a few more masks. We're producing masks at a decent rate, so I think we can take the loss on that. And then I'll take some more fibers just to take that up to maxed out. Like that. And then we'll give him food. And we'll give him water. Not the greatest of trades, but we'll see if we can make this work. It does leave me at a bit of a loss, but if it gets us the Brickworks quickly so that we can get it all set up, because that's now our clay pit done. So if I go over back to my settlement with it paused, and then we go to our mine, we can build our clay pit. Now, it would be nice to keep this away from the settlement, and I can just get it in range there. Like that. So that is now in range. We can get our clay pit going. Let's carry things on. We're going to head over to Rolph again. We're going to grab this. We're going to enter the trading post. We're going to go to his special offers. We're going to take Brickworks off him. Oh, the gas masks have really helped there. The fibers, not so much. The plastic does help. And the tools bring us up to what we want. Let's take some of the fibers out. Ah, okay, so we do need the fiber. But that gives us Brickworks. Thank you, Rolph. Rusty Rolph, you absolute legend. Right, we're going to head over here. We're going to go back home. Then we are also now going to build our Brickworks, which is in trades and crafts, and we can build it right there. Now, the problem is this generates pollution. Did my clay pit generate pollution? I don't think it did. We're going to demolish that. Then we're going to build our Brickworks here. We're then going to build our clay pit here. And the clay pit actually doesn't produce any pollution by the looks of things. So if we just have a quick look at our overviews, confidence and health, what's the other thing that we want to look at? Soil types? No. Analysis view effects, electricity? No. Analytic building damage, production? No. None of these are what we're looking for. But that's fine. We are home. We now have the Brickworks up and running. Now they do want coal and clay. So being near coal will help, I think. Clay pit is now being constructed. We're going to max out the people working in that because we have loads of people who can work there. And our Brickworks, we're producing 2 bricks per minute. I'm actually going to put more people to work in the Brickworks, and we're going to bring a few out of the clay pit. We'll have 10 in there and 10 in there. That should be fine. Okay, so bricks, we're producing about 4 per minute, and we need 25 for that, which will give us enough time to do this. Oh, that was close. Good. Right, so if we have a look over here, I want to push now to get my decontamination station. Now, where can I find that? It's not there. There it is. So if we go into ecology, we then need 2 research points for the next one. We can get that decontamination station done quite quickly. Right, okay, so let's exchange some goods. We can put that food and water back in. Actually, the other thing we should be doing is looking at upgrading our food depot. So we can get a water tower there, food depot there. That'll give us a lot more storage on these things. So it's probably going to be good to just spend a bit of time getting them unlocked. We've got bricks and stuff that we can do, but getting that lead mine up and running first is the biggest kind of target for us right now. We're starting to run low on coal. We're losing like 1.2 per minute, so getting an upgraded coal kiln would be good, or just setting up this coal mine. But we'll leave it as it is for now, because we can actually slow down the Brickworks production once it's done. We're at 13 bricks right now. Right, okay, so we're going to head back out. We're going to do some more exploring. Let's have a look at our expeditions. This warehouse we couldn't yet get to. The scrapyard over here, that could be worth looking at. The pharmacy's there. There's a house on the far distance. We've also got over here the sewage treatment plant. We're going to go there. Have a look at that first. Now, 16 bricks, 17. We're getting there. Very, very slowly getting there. But everything else is looking good apart from the coal. And it's just the storage issue that we're going to need to sort out. I think it's probably a good idea, just temporarily, to build some more logistics buildings. So we're going to put another cistern in, right there, and another food depot right here. We'll then add in another material depot. Even though like we're using materials as soon as we get them out, it's better to just have as many as possible, just to boost the number that we've got in. Scrap is running down a little bit, so we don't have people who can work in that. We've got 27 bricks. There we go. Let's get this built. I really didn't think we were going to do that. So now we can slow down the production in the brickworks there, and that actually brings our coal production back onto an even keel. Wow. Right, that is good. Right, okay, so we've made it to the sewage treatment plant, where we can start having a look around here. We've got some transformers there, which is good. Then if we have a look further afield, we've got a crate. Probably going to need to unlock this with something. We have the lockpick with us, and that gives us 50 units of copper. Good. The container there with 50 units of clay. We've got a valve and a barrel. Don't know what the valve does, but we'll have a look. The control panel, we're going to need to hook that up to a generator. So I guess if we have a look here, we've got control panels everywhere. Now, I think we need to turn these valves so that we can get access to stuff. I think I can see what's going on here. It's a little bit of a puzzle for us. Now, there's a car over here that we're going to need to look at. This is massive. So, we'll get this car searched. We can just get the, like, minuscule bits of scrap before we start moving things around. We'll climb up the ladder and get that crate there. There's a plank of wood that goes into the sewage works offices by the looks of things. Unlocking that crate there, that gives us 10 units of iron. And then having a little look through here, there's a person. Oh my god. So there's a decayed wall there, and if we can smash through that with an axe, we'll be able to save that person. This is cool. Now, they'll probably join our settlement and find that they don't have a house. But the control panel here, if we have a look, it'll tell us that it has no power and we need a generator to hook up to it. Then there's another control panel there, which I assume that is going to help us turn things. Then the valves, let's go have a quick look at these. I think we need to be up there to access the valve itself, and nothing seems to be able to allow us to do that. So let's go back into the Pathfinder. We'll put all of this stuff in, end the expedition. We'll head home and we'll grab the generator that we picked up earlier, and we'll go and see what we can do here. Oh, okay, so the lead mine has now been restored, but we're not actually going to have anyone work there, so I'll just we'll just pause the production of the lead mine. We don't need that right now. But you can see our bricks are starting to go up. Once we get to 10, we can get another bit of research done. We're going to drop all of this stuff off. Then we are going to bring in the generator, which we do need, and then head back over to the sewage treatment plant. Now, looking here, you can see 10 now, so we can go into our research and we can have a quick look. What was it I was looking at researching? The upgraded food depot. The water tower is going to be the most important one, so we're going to research that first. Then we can upgrade our cisterns to water towers and have a lot more storage capacity for our water. Great. Okay, so, oh god, this has been a good one. We've done quite a bit today, and I feel like we're, you know, it just means that the stuff that we've done early doors has been really, really useful. So we can, that's a control panel. So if we hook this up to a generator now, it's not there. So it's this control panel that we need to hook up. We plug the generator in there, then it supplies electricity here. We then go up to this control panel, not that one. We want to go onto here. We want to use this control panel here to rotate. That should bring us all the way around to the stairs. Pause. Yeah, okay. Now I can get on them. Definitely can. Yeah, good. Then we go back to here. We rotate around again. We pause because I can now access the valve. We need 5 units of iron. We do have some, but we also need an engineer. Okay, so that brings us to our next task then. Unfortunately, we can't do this water treatment plant now because we are going to need an engineer class. I wonder if that guy's an engineer. He could be an engineer. Right, okay, we're getting out of here. We're going to see if we can find a fire axe, because that man might be the most important man in this settlement right now. We might actually find one at this scrapyard. So we'll head over to the scrapyard, and hopefully this could be the one. Let's start the expedition here. There should be a fire axe here. There normally is. Now, the gate is locked. We need to activate the electronic control unit. And I think to get into the electronic control unit, we're going to need to climb this ladder here. We're going to need to crawl through an air conditioning duct and get into the main body of the building. And there is a fire axe there. There's also a delivery truck, which gives us quite a bit of stuff. There's the axe that we needed. Good. Excellent. Then we've got the car here. Then the door here. I guess we can smash through that door. Yes, we can. Another blowtorch. Control panel. Some cable drums. Crate. Ooh, iron tools. Good. Right, this control panel gives the power back to the building. So we can now go outside through this ladder and grab the generator that's in the backyard there. And we can go back up the ladder. And let's have a look. I think we've got everything we need there. So we can head outside. We're at 50% explore here. So there must be more stuff in and around the actual main scrapyard itself. So we'll crawl back through the aircon unit. Outside, down the ladder. Pack the ladder away, because I don't actually need to use that now. Pack that away. Then we'll open the gate. Right, hang on then. Maybe we've missed something. So we'll go back here and put the ladder back up. Oh, it's the internal control panel there. Right, put the ladder back on. Climb up the ladder. Crawl through the aircon. Use that control panel. The gate control unit on this side is broken. Oh, God, what about this control panel then? There we go, we're out. Wonderful. Right, go this way. We now have a resource mine that produces 60 scrap per minute. So what we can do is we can set up a trade route between my settlement and here to continuously come back and grab scrap. And now it's just a case of grabbing everything from the containers. And that is 100% complete. Perfect. Okay, so we can come out here. We can grab... Oh, we need to grab the generator. Even though we did pick up another one, we still need to... We want to try and keep these because you can use them for trading. You can... You know, they can make the difference, even though we don't necessarily... You only really need one if you are economical with stuff. But I like to try and keep as many because you can trade with them, and as well, it'll mean that you can send out multiple expeditions. What we are going to do is we're going to head home. We're going to drop this off, and then if we just have a look at what's going on here, we're doing our research into the water tower. Everything's looking good. We are losing a bit of cloth, so if we go over to our weaving mill, it's maxed out currently, and fiber is also going down. So we're going to need probably more fiber. So another farm, probably worth setting up. The bricks have slowed down a little bit. Let's have a quick look then. Can we get some more fiber in? Have we run out of fiber? Is that what the problem is? I'm going to put fiber in there so I can see. Yeah, we go up and down with the fiber. So I think we're going to need another plantation. So if we go to our raw materials, build a second plantation next to this one. Once that's built, we can have them farm some more fiber for us. Right, exchanging goods with the settlement. We're going to dump all of this stuff off. Depot is full of food, so we can't put any more food in. Then we will go back to the scrapyard because I've left my wood axe in there. Stupidly. That is more research done. A big party they want. Yes, we can do that. And we get our new knowledge, and we're then going to upgrade our food depot as well. And then for now, we're actually going to cease production in the brickworks. And we're also going to... we leave the clay pit, but we'll leave the production of the brickworks off. That gives us more settlers to help out with stuff. The weaving mill, we can now start putting some efforts into that. Our new plantation, we're going to build some more farmland here. There we go. And then we'll get some people to work there. So that should hopefully... still producing plenty of cloth. We've got the weaving mill up and running, and it is now hopefully able to produce cloth efficiently. Good. Right, so we are back at the... here we can loot what's left. We want to take the fire axe. We want to take all of this stuff as well. Can't take any... oh, I can take more scrap. There we go. Right, then... oh, it's been producing scrap. That's why I can take so much. Then if we get into our expeditions and we head to the sewage treatment plant, hopefully this guy's an engineer, because I really need an engineer. And if we do have an engineer here, it is going to be fantastic. So we're going to go in, we're going to climb up this ladder, and this will be our last action of today's episode, saving this person who is hopefully, I mean, they've been in here a long time. We're through. We've saved this person. It's Fred. Hi, Fred. Okay, so Fred is telling me that if I can do this, it'll be a good thing, but he's not telling me that he can do it. Damn. Okay. Right, well, we are going to need to focus on a school next then. And a school involves researching a paper mill. So if we have a look, you can see here we can unlock a swamp farm. But what we need is the paper mill. Now, the paper mill requires reeds, and in this area we don't have any swampland. We only have fertile soil. There isn't a single swamp farm, which means we're going to have to branch out. We're going to have to repair a bridge. We have, however, unlocked a better food depot and a water tower, so we can now look at upgrading these things. The cistern, it needs 5 bricks, so we need to bring our brickworks back into production. We'll see the coal dip a little bit, but we're okay with that. We're going to dump all of this stuff in the settlement, and we're going to call it there. So we've made some big strides forward here. We are going to rename our settlement, and I can't remember what it's called, Festa Pool or something like that. But we have made some good strides, and things are looking really good. It's been a little bit more of an extended episode today because there seems to have been a lot of action. But we're going to do a little bit more exploring next time and a little bit more expansion in here. Having a 90-strong population has been really good for us because it's meant we can just get people to work straight away. I hope you've enjoyed it and look forward to the next one. Thanks for watching episode 2 of Endzone Season 3. Bye-bye.